my.
Oh, God.
Oh, my. Oh, look at how beautiful
Everything's
Slacks.
different.
Wow.
Thank you, Betway, for making our dreams come true with this show match.
Thank you.
7.00 payout for complexity. If any of you fucks are crazy enough to bet on it.
You can
And
do
you're
it.
18 and over.
And also, it is Dire. Complexity's first game on Dire.
Hey, Grant.
This is patch 7.0, basically, guys. That's.
Hey,
I feel like this is
complexity's
fate.
with the times. That's
Cole will win.
Guys, wait a second.
What?
I bet my entire life savings that EG is going to ban out Leshrac next. What do you think?
All right, let's see.
Wait, who has first pick? Sorry.
complexity.
There's a chance Complexity leaves Syllabear right here, so...
There
Yes.
you go.
So you just lost your life savings.
Oh!
No.
There's no way they leave Syllabear.
Black, you're going to owe me $10 if you lose this.
No, please.
I think you can leave the Lone Druid if Slardar is still in, though, because you could just go Slardar Weaver as 2-3. So it's actually better for EG if the Lone Druid's left in, I think.
Exactly. It's counterable. EG knows how to do it. If you don't know how to counter Lone Druid by now, you're not a tier 1 team.
I think he's hard to counter if you fourth pick Lone Druid or if you
Christ.
2-3 Lone Druid. But if you first pick Lone Druid and you're EG, I feel like they can handle that with some Slardar Weaver or some shit.
Yeah.
Slardar.
Get rid of that Lesh.
Slardar.
Ward.
My $10 life savings.
Does Complexity have a coach right now?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, I was just wondering.
Not that I know of.
And not that I know of.
The Nahaz situation is we don't know.
Is Nahaz
Yes!
still coaching?
Oh.
Your life savings.
Give me my life savings.
First
there's
pick
the
Lone
song.
Druid.
You get a Carl's Jr. meal.
Yay!
I'll buy
Every
it for you. Drive you home.
Congratulations.
There's no.
There's a car. Oh my! Can we never get in this argument? It's I literally went there 2 days ago and ate again at
Doesn't
work.
exist.
Oh my!
It's not
God.
real.
Oh, I got the new one with scrambled eggs. It's the breakfast burger.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
definitely real.
no, it's good.
All right,
Sounds
I have to
awful.
look this
It
up.
is
This
good.
sounds
Look it up. It
horrendous.
is good.
Dude, burgers that have egg on them are so good.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
All
Lone
right,
Druid
time
Coddle.
to see
Coddle Slardar?
why he's
Breakfast
been banned
burger.
every
Oh, that
game.
looks. Oh, it has onion. Wait, is that onion rings or hash browns?
The hash browns. It's good.
Oh,
Anyway.
that sounds
All right,
good.
listen here,
So
lard asses.
Coddle picked up first. It's
It
time
should
to
be
see the
Slardar
power.
too. Oh,
Earth
okay,
Spirit.
there it is. The
Hey
crit.
guys, I just want to tell you that is a big burger.
Yeah, it is
All right,
for
we
a
can
big
move on
boy.
then. That's a big boy, all right.
We're not at the third pick yet, guys. Try to keep it together.
I like food.
Keep it together, guys. We still got 2 more picks before we can let it go.
The crit spirit.
Okay.
Some people
All
say
right.
Jerix is the best. Some people say
Well,
crits. What do you guys think?
Tim's.
Yeah, okay.
Tim's is pretty good.
Tim's is pretty fucking good. You're right.
I mean,
I think probably Jerax, honestly,
is-
but that's only because he gets such so many opportunities to showcase it because of S4, and like he looks like a god because of all these vacuum combinations. Like it's more so about their synergy than the actual individual skill compared to another Earth Spirit player.
I can see that.
What is pick 2 for complexity? What do you want to combo with your Lone Druid?
Anything that can take.
Dazzle?
Yeah, you need somebody so that Lone Druid could be on the back lines, and then somebody else is going.
Slardar
crazy.
isn't bad
I think they're
here
probably
either.
yeah. I was gonna say I think
Yeah,
they're probably
Slardar
considering the
is
Slardar,
great.
but
Oh my!
That's a pretty good choice. It's a deny pick from Evil Geniuses so that they can't have a Nyx to go in against Lone Druid, which is probably one of the better counters. And then they have somebody to do a little bit of that mana burn action, baby.
yeah, it's also nice the Carapace versus the Illuminates.
Yeah.
And
It's
Earth
a good
Spirit.
option
And
there,
magnetize. It's a good Nyx setup.
I like this counter to the Lone Druid though because again, Slardar Weaver is probably like the go-to. That's what we saw for like weeks on end. Every time someone first picked Lone Druid, that's what the response would be. But in this case, you get this Keeper of the Light who has the blind that you can bring up from his ultimate, and Lone Druid doesn't naturally build into anti-blind items at all. He doesn't want to go Manta, and he doesn't really want a BKB early on. Obviously, you want that Dragonlance and that Maelstrom. So the fact that you're also bouncing away the bear, you make it difficult to bring it back. And save yourself on the Lone Druid. This is some solid stuff from EG. Looking forward to what their Coddle combo shall be in terms of the core, be it Naga, Ember, or something else.
I'll never bet against Syllabear, so I'm already going to claim Complexity takes this to game 5.
Damn, dude.
Whoa.
I think EG's ready.
Evan.
They're gonna demonstrate how you beat a Lone Druid.
Yeah, you're biased.
Now, I'm not biased.
You're biased.
I just feel like
Hey,
people
what team can we consider Centaur on?
He's banned.
He's banned.
I know,
Oh,
he-
not
no,
as
he-
a-
Banned?
No, because
The
he's
team who
banned.
banned
Idiot.
him.
Yeah, is the team that banned him considered
Yes.
the team that took him, or the team that
What the hell
it's
is
against?
See, Centaur's,
We need-
I get what
Centaur's
Centaur's
3-0.
saying
We need to continue this stat.
Like,
Okay.
How does Centaur win this game? Is it if
Being
he's
banned does
by
not
us?
affect his win rate, dude. That's
no,
it's
but-
a separate.
No,
we're
Sun's
creating
right.
it.
In terms
We're
of the series, how
Yes.
does Centaur impact this game? Where does his record come from?
Stop! Shut it down.
No,
We've
I'm
made
gonna
this
say
I am in on this.
Oh, what a
If they
shame! The
ban it, they're-
TeamSpeak server seems to have crashed. Oh my!
what?
We're just kidding. You were just
Lying,
kidding.
son.
It worked. Dummy.
Baited.
All right. So what's the verdict?
Okay,
Trent?
here we go.
So what's
What's
the
the
first
verdict?
You got debated. The conversation's over. They won.
It's over. Get
I'm gonna continue. I don't give a shit. I'll talk about Centaur the whole draft. He's first ban for God's sake.
Hey guys,
I give a shit.
I think if you ban him,
He's got a double edge.
If you ban him, is he on your team or is he on the enemy's team?
he's on the enemy team because you
Enemy
were too
team.
scared to play against him.
Okay, yeah.
true.
So
So-
if EG wins, then Centaur is 4-0, correct?
Exactly.
No.
Okay.
yes,
Let's say
yeah,
yes, so yes.
sure.
Fine.
It's
Yeah.
it's on the Betway slip.
Suns
yeah.
fan, absolutely. If you can call this third pick for EG,
What?
can you call this third pick right
No.
now?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
I
Wow,
refuse.
you are the worst panelist.
Wow, way to take
Whoa.
the layup there.
What?
Oh.
All right. Thank God I didn't guess. That would have been the
EG
last
takes
The
guess right
counter
there.
master.
Yes. How do you beat a lone druid? By putting him in the air, killing the rest of the team, and then killing him after.
I mean, it's not the worst idea. It's good disable.
Yeah.
And we saw him.
I
He
really
had a
think
great
Centaur
laning
would be a
phase.
great pick here.
Yes.
He's
He's a panda.
what a great pick he would have been.
I think Purge is sitting at his desk right now, just smacking his head into a chalkboard, just like,
I'm pretty
Jesus.
sure he's taking a shower right now. You don't have to worry about that.
Washing the filth.
Watching the filth away.
All right. So Slark knocked out. I'm surprised no one's going for the Weaver ban, but well, whatever.
Has it? It's won one game out of the 3.
Yeah, but it's just your classic lone druid, right?
It's a good setup for
He
EG
go-
here
yeah.
if they take the Weaver.
He
You
goes
can't-
through and
Weaver versus Earthspear and Weaver versus Nyx is just, it's rough. Like either of those. And Weaver versus Coddle of the Light, Keeper of the Light.
the coddle. Yeah.
Pardon me.
No, but I'm thinking like evil geniuses. I would expect them to pick up a Weaver. So.
It's so, I mean, Nyx is really, really good against Weaver. Like you don't get the Vendetta hit, but it's almost always a guaranteed
Oh,
stun.
that's such.
Oh yeah, boy!
That's actually so good here
Actually,
Because-
so good.
because you have the blind from Coddle and you had now that mischance introduced from the Brewmaster too. So they like doubled down on this, and now they're just gonna try and repel him. The Lone Druid
Does
the
the
whole
Wind
time.
Panda's Dispel not take off Repel anymore?
No.
No,
not, okay.
non-dispellable.
Okay.
It could be a rough early game. I mean, Mana Leak is always kind of very annoying on Omni Knight, but if this game goes mid to late and we get some items that get rid of that, like a Guardian Greaves or something, or even a
Or a
Lotus.
I like the idea of Omni against a hero like Brewmaster because Brew is not one that you want to go super late. You know, you really want to hurt in that mid game, and that's
Yeah.
where Omni can really stretch things out. A couple of good ultimates to counteract the primal split,
Yeah. But again,
stalls out the game
the
well.
Tornado is super annoying, especially if he puts that on the Omni. And wow, you're gonna pick Ursa into an Omni. All right,
Bold cut.
let's
I
see
think-
what you
Well, why
got.
is that bad?
Jug's gone, and
Because of
then
GA.
there's not that many other diffusal
Yeah.
buyers, so you still
Sure.
need it for the Guardian.
But
Yeah.
I mean, in my book though, if I make an Ursa by a Diffusal, that's good. I've
Is
already
it though?
done my
Is
job.
Diffusal that bad on Ursa? Blink
I think it's
Diffusal,
great on
jump
Ursa.
right on
Yeah.
Lone
Fine.
Druid. He can't run away from you. I think you're.
But think about it.
I think
It's
you've lost a lot of
terrific.
games against Ursa.
But think about it.
You only get 16 charges. That's what you have to remember.
Right.
Ah, well, in that case.
Then you just buy another, but that's another story.
Right.
Does Keeper of the Lights Mana Leak still instant stun Syllabear's Bear?
Oh,
Does,
that
right?
no, because he has mana now, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Savage.
He's
He's
that's
got, what, a
good.
300
Can
mana
actually
pool?
run it out.
Oh, okay.
It
That
can't
could
absorb
be-
that much.
That could be the difference between a loss and a win.
Very true, Grant. Vengeful Spirit now for complexity.
Is this carry number 2 then?
No,
I
it could. Lone Druid. I think.
Wait, who
I-
plays Lone Druid for Cole?
I think 7. I don't. I think I've seen them both played in pubs, but
Yeah.
It'll
with
be
this
low.
Venge now, this feels like more of
Hey.
support Venge with like a Nyx in the offlane,
So what is Omni doing?
healing people,
Is it gonna,
supporting.
not a position 5 Omni, please?
That would be 4.
Isn't Omni Knight a 3 in NA? Isn't that how he works?
That's what I'm
typically-
thinking.
Nyx
but
4 is awful. I would
It's
actually
really
rather,
bad without Shadow Demon.
I'd rather have a support Lone Druid than a support Nyx.
Which isn't bad. Bear goes in with
It's
mech
not.
and
I've
pipe.
used it. Yeah,
It's good.
they're not doing that, but
No.
they could. So you guys think it's going to be an offlane Omni, not an offlane Nyx?
Well, what's more important in this game? The levels on the Omni. Like, Lone Druid needs time to farm. Nyx Assassin, if he gets 6, it all depends on who their mid laner is going to be then. Like, if it's someone who can get aggressive and kind of spread the map with the Nyx Assassin and they can focus on these ganks, then it'll be more necessary for the Nyx to have the higher levels. But if their mid laner is just someone who's more static and just kind of wants to chill mid or something, then maybe it'll be better to make sure Omni's going to have the levels for the time EG actually bring the fight, and Complexity will be there with the Purifies and the Repels for the lone Druid. So, I guess Cole will have to decide what they want to throw mid.
I want to say it's looking like a lone druid middle right now, but we don't really know I guess it depends what EG picks here.
Lone Druid.
Hey, how bad is Alchemist these days?
Pretty bad.
He could be
I
okay
think he's
if you're
fine.
planning
I think
around
he'll be
him.
okay this game.
Yeah, he could be all right.
Wow, Lena.
That
That's
was
gonna
a
be
fast
747
Lena, too.
Lena. Yeah.
That's
an instant Lena.
the hero, the dog, dude.
That's the Eric
Hey,
Dog
fucked.
there
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
Sun's
Get
Clappa.
fucked. Hey,
Sun's
EG has Centaur. Remember, bitches. Okay, it's 4-0.
They just picked an alchemist. Can we talk about
Listen,
the alchemist?
Sunsman, you had a really good call, and you just ruined it with some centaur
No.
bullshit.
I said if I called the pick, they get Centaur. That's exactly what just happened, bro.
I'm
For the
leaving.
record,
All right.
I said it
I'm
was fine.
leaving.
Well, so are we confident in this Alk pick, though?
I'm confident in the Lena pick.
I mean, it's Caudal Alk, right? It's very strong. Same idea as Naga.
Yeah.
Sure. That's one of the few combinations that you can hold out as a coddle and then have it pay off, right? But I think we're good. I'm gonna go with Complexity on this one.
I am too. I think 747. Like that's if he is on the Lena. I assume that is. I love his Lena. He was one of the few like him and Sumail were so good at back in the day.
And I'm feeling the Omni on this one too. I feel like they could get that kind of early. Omni's like
Yeah.
the only dude that can push uphill against Coddle and have
I
it
think
not
this
be
is
a
the
disaster.
most even draft out of the whole series
like
so far.
it. I
I
like
would
it.
say so.
Lena can be legit against Alk, too. Huge burst damage. Take him
Yeah,
out before
man.
the
No,
chemical
it's
rage can do
747
much.
Syllabare. We're all liars.
Oh God, it's over. I changed my mind. EG.
Wait, who is on the Lena now? Sorry, pardon me.
No
All right.
747. Oh fuck.
I don't know, Grant. We're going to
Swindle.
have to hand it over to
Wait,
our
it's
casters
Swindle.
to find out. It's once again Annie and
How are they
Spurge
gonna hit
to
me,
take it
sons?
away.
Thank you very much, Sayori. We are here continuing with the Betway Arena Show match. This is going to be a hype series. Our draft analyst talked about what an even draft we're looking at. We got Omni Knight, we got Lena, we got all sorts of new bodies, especially an Alchemist. I'm Annie, joined by Purge. What are you making
Hello.
of all this?
I'm not really sure. I was just enjoying how fast the panel flip-flopped when they realized who was playing what. I mean, I did kind of like the burst-heavy lineup that Cole's picked here, and it's also still pretty good at 5-manning. But you know, it's kind of good against Alchemist. It's good against Brewmaster potentially if you chain stun and nuke him down. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I haven't watched too many Lone Druid games lately, but you know, I'm excited to see how their draft ends up working out. It is very it's very Cole-esque. You know, the decent lanes. Get to this like 20-minute period, or maybe you get a Rax if you're winning fights. We'll see if that happens.
And back to the panel flip-flop, and that was pretty funny. Of course, 747, their mid player, does play a pretty nasty Lena, but this time going to opt for the lone Druid. How's that going to fare up against our other mid laner?
It's arguably very good in the mid lane, just because of the fact that once you get level 5, especially, you can just get some easy routes. Although I expect RTZ to not spend a stupid amount of time in the mid lane, so.
Yeah.
At least once he gets a couple levels, so I don't know. It may impact things. It's also kind of scary though against an Earth Spirit, because Earth Spirit is very good at disabling, and if you can get on top of a Lone Druid, like gap close him and keep him there a little bit longer, it should be an easy kill, especially if RTZ goes for like an early point of stun. So could go both ways.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't get the stun, like say like right now they wanted to initiate, who do they need to bring to this? Do they need to get the Earth Spirit on this, or can they get like, go of it with just a mana leak or something?
It's gonna be hard to kill him. It'll mostly take like probably Earth Spirit +1. Maybe Zai rotates over and gets a blast off as well. That could really work.
Nice. Now, down bottom, we've been talking about Monkeys all series long, how he's been performing like crazy on this off lane. Now, he's going to play a pretty aggressive Omni, starting out with that degen aura, so he wants to run at you, he wants to farm, he wants to kill you. How is this Omni going to scale up?
Awful, this game. This is like the worst matchup I can think of for melee. Any melee hero versus an Ursa is a really bad time. But it was pretty obvious what the lanes were going to be this game, just because of Omni was picked. It's like, well, it's either that or Nyx, and even Nyx against Ursa is kind of bad. I think the only thing that would have been a decent matchup is like Lone Druid versus Ursa. That could definitely work, but even that would have been a bit scary. So just a little bit of lane matchup advantage here for EG. I would say a bit of lane matchup advantage. And it's actually Sumail, by the way, in the mid lane. Kind of interesting. He wants him to dive him. So please dive me. Let my tower kill you.
What?
I was talking about the save.
Yeah, I was like,
The Ursa.
I'm
Ursa
reading that right. I'm pretty sure now. They do have that light strike
Oh,
right
they
connecting
want this
onto
kill,
Zai.
yeah.
Zai just walks back into it, realizing he's dead either way. And Universe wants to get something out of this, but another light strike array. They got the impale, they got the follow-up. Moo has a stun. He's holding
I
on to
don't
it.
know why he walked this way.
That
was,
is
I think
interesting.
he's worried about the farm.
He definitely
TP
could
the
have
bot
gotten
lane
that
to
stun.
try to save crit here.
Yeah, going back into bottom. Crit is stuck here, trying to roll
Ooh,
across the
just in
river.
time.
Is able to do that. Monkeys just doesn't have the damage to punish him. Had a mango. Could have gone for the Purify, but...
Yeah, I'm really surprised Moo didn't go for that kill. It might have taken a while.
Oh,
Might have
there
been
we
a
go.
little- Oh, wow. Okay.
There's the
that's good here.
Purify.
All right, so things going pretty well for Cole. Up 2-0 now.
Yep, pretty nice. I'm interested to see how this core Venge works out. I mean, it's definitely viable in this meta, but I'm wondering in this lineup, is that going to be the
I
strongest hero
actually
to
like
scale?
it. I like it in this lineup because it gives you a way to save a Lone Druid, where Lone Druid ranged, the issue is gap closed. So late game, even if Lone Druid gets gone on, you can swap him to save him. And also just having a lot of levels of Vengeance Aura means that Lone Druid himself is going to hit way harder than normal. So it's kind of a cool way to play this out. Ooh, Zai sniping the whole large camp. That was a nice grab for him. Still a lot of fighting going on down here. Z-Freak with Orb of Venom, kind of a cool choice just to slow people down a bit more. And that allows Omnia to shave off his items as well and get a faster Arcanes. But Kurt with his invis, it's about to break here. Z-Freaks, gotta be careful.
Rick just going to roll himself away, so these two dire heroes aren't going to be punished for now. It's all a matter of can they actually turn this into anything. Monkeys, he's trying to farm, and it looks like they do want to make a go at this Ursa. They've got that Purify ready to go. Level 2, it does a fair amount of damage. Sumail might be able to find the kill onto Z-Freak. Hits that ground, finds the kill, and Monkeys can't catch up to him. He's limping so gosh darn fast. Get in there. The degen
gonna be
horse
hard to-
clipping. He's slow.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Dude, Monkeys, what the hell?
He is on
He's
it.
so on point. He read that one real good. That was perfect. I thought he wasn't going to be able to grab him there, but really nice prediction there, and gets the Purify heal.
Yeah, I like that faith
Super
he
sick.
had. He's like, I know the Ursa's either right next to me or nowhere even close around me, so may as well just go for it.
Yeah, it was worth a try. It could have been a TP as well. You never know. If he walked in, bought a TP, tried to TP.
Yeah.
It's good grab. And considering he's against an Ursa, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, we talked about how brutal that lane can be, but Monkeys is definitely holding his own now, 2-0 against Sumail's 1-2.
Sumail jump in a lane with even more regen, a salve, and a set of tangos after his early start. So kind of an interesting build, but he really needs this because otherwise he's just simply not going to be able to stay in the lane. A couple Purifies and he's got to go jungle or something. So, and in fact, that's might be what he's doing right now. Because he doesn't feel safe in the lane anymore. If it's like Nyx Assassin plus Omni, Purifies add up really fast.
Yeah, the issue is you also have Alchemist who wants to keep dipping into the jungle and get a camp stacked up for him and keep farming that way. So there's going to be a little bit of competition, maybe resources a little bit slim on the Radiant side.
Yeah, they definitely are actually. And the issue with this many people in the jungle, and there's even Coddle actually, another hero that actually jungles a decent amount. If all of these people spend their time in jungles, there's less to go around, less people in lanes, and Cole's just going to keep getting an advantage, and it just might turn into this like 20-minute Rax push thing.
Bottom lane, little wrap around there. Z-Freak was definitely thinking about going in for that impale, but thought better of it. Just eats a couple shots, pops the carapace, and everyone's going back to farming. When do you think we're going to see our first, real big rotation? 4 heroes smoke up, go hunting.
Most likely we'll see it on EG's side, I feel. I mean, Cole is really happy with this setup right now, I believe, because they're getting pulls going with Melon, so he's getting some levels. They're dueling. That's Sumail in
bottom
trouble.
lane.
Good ulti timing there. Stop the Purify damage.
Yeah,
I think that saved him a lot of hurt.
showing off that level 6, but I mean, Sumail's still having a really tough time in terms of last hits. He's pretty much even with the Omni, which is not what you'd expect against a melee versus Ursa lane, and now they're just going to chunk him down to half again.
Z-Freak's gotta be careful.
Z-Freak has to be careful, but so does Sumail. Monkeys is going to be going Guardian Angel. That means he doesn't have enough mana for the Purify, but they still get
Super
the
worth
kill.
it. Really nicely
Yeah,
done
top
there.
lane, they're looking for more. Zai gets dangerously low, and now Moo going to be trying to focus down Universe. That Keeper of the Light has a Guardian Angel, man.
I was trying to figure out what killed Sumail there, but it was the Spike Carapace Reflect of the Earth Shock. It was really nicely done by Z-Freak to play that. It felt really dangerous because he had so many stacks on him, but Sumail changed targets a bit, knowing that there was going to be a Spike Carapace Reflect, and ultimately it didn't work out. He's getting outplayed a little bit.
Yeah, I think in that situation it's do or die, and if the Nyx is already committed, I mean, he's not going down without a fight, so phenomenally played by Call, and I mean, like you talked about, this isn't EG performing poorly, this is Call just being on fire now. Up top, we are going to have our Panda gets hit despite pretty much everything. Also takes a light strike array to the face. Moo gotta be focused back a little bit, sprays out some wave of terror, and finally one more right click gets the Coddle down. We've got Crit trying to TP out. Moo does not have mana for a stun unless he wants to mango, but not gonna find that one in time.
I didn't even see the Coddle was low. I was just looking at the Brewmaster the whole time.
Coddle goes in. He consistently gets like hit down within an inch of his life, and that time the range was there. They were able to get one more right click.
747, level 7 right now. 4 points in his bear, so he's got root chance, got magic resistance. Dive bottom actually. Oh, Z-Freak puts a tree, but it's not perfect. He's buying time though.
It's not perfect, but he bought what he needed to buy. Moo's able to TP in. They're able to find the Impale Z-Freak. There's a chance he still dies. Fancy swap from Moo just to get him out of danger, but this is Complexity just really getting on point this game.
They're just consistently outplaying EG right now. 6-1 advantage, and when you have that many greedy heroes on your team like Alchemist and Brewmaster's not so much that case, but Ursa's having a rough time. He's only got Phase Boots, Orb of Venom right now.
Yeah, and Ursa's one of those heroes that, he has an absolute crud laning phase. It's not that easy for him to bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely true, because you do need to snowball a bit from the kills that you get, but he's not going to get there very rapidly, and even if he does, he's got to worry about things like Nyx Assassin, Omni Knight, Swap. There's a lot of issues and a lot of stuns as well that are going to stop him from killing heroes. So,
I mean, we're 8 minutes and change into the game, and Ursa's sitting on Phase Boots and a raindrop. Like, no progress on lifesteal items, no progress on Blink. There's going to be a late first Roche for him, if he even goes for it at all.
yeah, he'll go eventually, I'm sure, but definitely not time yet. I really like the Dire Observer wards, really good pressure for those. He spots out Arteezy, the armlet is ready to go, and he's going to go jungling.
Meanwhile,
So Swindle's going to set this up.
They're crawling around, hunting for something. Complexity, they found a little momentum, and they definitely want to ride this wave.
They're going to try to kill Arteezy here.
That's a worthwhile kill if they can find it. 747
Oh, he turned off
finds
his
it.
armlet.
And he turns out the lights, dude. That guy's dead.
That made it a lot worse. Lost half of his HP here. Didn't even use Chemical Rage because he didn't expect it. Oh, Universe misses Clap 2.
Universe, he's angry. He's going in. He's hurling boulders at the Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, Melon's focusing down Crit. Gets kicked down to the low ground. Lone Druid joins the party. Impale from the Nyx, buying him some time. Z-Freak may still go down here, but the rest of his team is going, circling up. This Panda split going to be ending right about now, and that's Universe eating a missile, eating a light strike array. Going down once again. Sumail gonna get swapped into the fight. This is just a 1-by-1 trickle. That ult is not gonna last forever, and Sumail's gonna be going down as well. What the hell is happening, Perch?
I don't know, man. This is Cole. This is the team that beat EG twice in best of threes at Boston. It's the team that gets in EG's head.
This is EG, the team that this morning got directly invited to the Kiev Major.
Yeah, and Cole. Cole did look a little bit weak in the last game, but they're looking really good now. Their laning stage has definitely improved a lot. They're coordinating extremely well in these fights.
Absolutely. Everyone really getting what they need to out of the laning phase here. The thing to watch, of course, is the Alchemist has had a little bit of space to himself, but they rotated, they killed him at a crucial time. He's been starving a little bit, didn't get what he needed to in lane. Z-Freak may get caught out here. He's only level 5, does not have that Vendetta. Carapace saving his life a little bit, and there we go. There's the Purification and Repel from Monkeys. And they're going to reinitiate here. Light Strike Array is off the mark, but the Impale's there. They hold the Ursa in place. This Ursa can't stop dying. That is his sixth death.
He can't do anything. Like, he just walks into the fight, and there's like 8 stuns. He's like, well, which one am I going to try to prevent with my ulti, at least limit the damage? And he could dodge 2 of them, but the third one's going to hit, and then that'll buy enough time for the next stun to be off cooldown. Like,
yeah,
if he doesn't kill somebody in the fight, like, it's so difficult for him to accomplish anything.
It feels like Ursa's just been on damage control the entire game, never going in on the aggressive, just trying to limit how much damage he ends up taking. Now, Universe here, he's smashing the ground. He's going to get roared away. Light Strike is going to be missed, so it looks like he may get away from this one. Nice blast there. Coddle making a little bit of space, but, I mean, again, that's just driving away the problem. That's not really addressing the fact that Complexity have a 9-kill lead at 11 minutes in.
And the net worth is pretty insane, too. If there wasn't an Alchemist in this game getting accelerated gold, their gold advantage would be incredibly behind. And in some ways, that's really bad for EG because they should be, like, so far behind in gold that if they get any kills at all at this point, they'll get a massive swing. But because the Alchemist has so much net worth, it makes the gold graph look kind of balanced when it's not at all.
Top lane. Looks like there's going to be a stun channeled up from Arteezy. He is going to be able to get it off onto Moo. Boulder kick comes in, connecting onto 2. Can they turn this into kills? That's going to be the critical question. Nyx has Vendetta up in 2 more seconds. He's going to be able to go and slither on through, get the little extra bonus strike if he needs it. And now Arteezy, he's just punished. He's got his armlet rocking for him. 15 seconds till he's got that Chemical Rage back up. Vengeful Spirit being held in place by the Wind Panda. Monkeys keeps chasing forward. Again, EG, they go in, they spend their resources just to hold Complexity back. They don't get any kills in return.
Yeah, it's not a good way to use Panda ulti. He had to use it there, but it doesn't mean it's going to be beneficial to them.
Meanwhile,
So, kind of
747
overkill.
taking out a tier 2 tower solo at 12 minutes in.
And Sumail's like, oh, I'd love to kill you, but I mean, I'm super far behind in items.
I'm just going to scratch you a little bit.
He's got like a third of the gold that Lone Druid has already. He's already got Dragon Lance, Aquila Phase, Mithril Hammer. It's like he's almost done with his Maelstrom. He's like 900 gold away from that.
Ursa's behind
And-
the Nyx. He's got less than 3k net worth at 12.5 minutes. Not a great time.
That's one of the most frustrating things too, when you almost outplay people in your lane, but they outplay you slightly. Because you're like, oh, I could just be having 8 kills right now and ending the game, but instead you guys beat me just barely, but repeatedly enough where I just seem like I don't know what I'm doing. It's very frustrating to do.
And now Ursa's going to be hurting even more as Complexity move into the pit at 12 minutes in to get themselves an Aegis. Now there's going to be a crit strolling in. He's looking for a little
Oh, he can
snipe.
steal this maybe.
He could. What's it going to cost him, though?
Oh, it's a lot of HP, that's for sure. And they're
He's
I
still
wonder if they're
trying
wondering.
for it.
The clap happened because there's 3 heroes there. I don't
Is
think
Melons
they
a god?
realized. Oh, he knows. Yeah,
They
yeah,
know.
for sure.
Boulder kicked out. The Aegis is going to be snatched. Immediately popped, like within a third of a second. And they're going to kill him again. I mean, Dire still get the Roche gold. They won't get the Aegis for that, but it's just pushing their lead up and up and up.
Yeah, Swindle's figured that out there. The Roche only claps if there's 3 heroes in the area, and there was only the Bear, I think, and Omnis. So because he clapped, it was obvious, if you were paying attention, that there were 3 heroes there, which is why he threw the stun. But unfortunately, it does get snatched. I don't think Cole cares that much, though.
I mean, they still got
I mean,
the
it's
extra
obviously
gold.
a negative, but yeah, they got the gold, so the advantage continues. They'd love to have an Aegis on Lone Druid because he is a little vulnerable
Moo.
sometimes, but
Looking for that solo kill onto Zai. Can definitely find it. Look at this horse just melt. I'm just going to back out as he
playing real
realizes
safe.
it's potentially not the safest engage. Of course, killing anyone in Complexity now is going to be a really big net worth swing as they are so far ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure Zai feels like that one was an easy gimme, but if you looked at where the other EG players were, none of them were on the map, so he was not feeling super confident about his ability to not die if he swapped there, so much safer for them to get kills that they know are going to work out rather than messing around a little and getting punished for it, so this is a good play. Kind of interesting skill build actually by Mu. He grabs magic resistance this game, not the 25 attack speed. It's completely counterintuitive compared to the typical Venge carry, but Cole does play very HP heavy almost always, or team fight survive kind of stuff, like stack up your armor, stack up your HP, have just more HP than them and win fights that way.
All right, until a fraction of a second ago, you look at the net worth breakdown chart. It's Alchemist riding as high at the top of the chart, and then it was all of Complexity sitting above all of EG. And this is very early on. This is scary. Now, Universe could be in some trouble here. Going to get impaled. He does have his ult, but he's just going to get stun locked. The nuke damage is unreal from Complexity, and they're just chain killing EG like it's nothing.
Yeah, it's really tough. They have the Radiance at least, but with a dead Universe, they've got to wait 20 seconds to take the fight now. Not the best place. Mu's going to transition to a Shadow Blade. That'll be kind of nice. But Z-Freak's already got a Midas, for God's sake. Like, that's going to guarantee a really fast, like, Ags or Blink Dagger or something at a good timing. That'll make it even harder for Alchemist to stay alive in fights.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tense moment here is EG. They know they need to defend this, but they're not quite sure how.
Middle tower is under attack.
The whole game has pretty much been about, minimizing death and just trying to play safe, and they haven't actually gone in the aggressive yet.
They've tried to in the laning stage, but when you're this far behind, it's tough. Gotta wait for the perfect moment when your opponents overextend, continue chasing, and then you can turn around and fight after they make a mistake. Sumail, still no Blink Dagger.
Radiant's top tower.
15, 16 minutes in, still no Blink Dagger.
He's trying, Purge. I mean, still no nothing. It'd be different if he didn't have a Blink Dagger, but, he had a full lifesteal item, but he's riding the struggle bus hard. The 747 might get focused down
die.
here. This could be a really big kill. He's managed to get us involved in the ultimate form and finally does die. That's a big one. Universe
And
gonna
that is-
be taking
It was
about
all
500
because Crit
golds.
stole the Aegis right there. That would have been a good fight for Cole if he had Aegis, but they just run straight at that guy, and that's the one they grab. Then it's a big kill. So finally, they get a kill.
Definitely. I mean, is this the beginning of a slide back from EG? How do they ride this momentum as effectively as possible?
Try not to die until they get Primal Split again. It's probably their next step, because now they're definitely going to be weak for a bit. Mask of Death. Oh, I'm sorry. He does buy BKB, or Blink, sorry, on Ursa. So they're looking a little bit better now, but they kind of don't have very many towers, so that's the big issue for their team.
Yeah, again, they're still going to be limited by map resources, even as the game goes late, because EG aren't in a position where they can sneak across the river just yet, especially with the Nyx crawling around. Super risky, so they're limited by their own jungle, and that's, I mean, it's only got a finite amount of creeps. Switching
Oh god,
over
did you Sorry, did you see the Midas on Omni Knight too?
I did not.
And he got the GPM perk.
Neat, so he is just rolling in it.
He's got 2 shields. He's got a golden hand, and he's going to buy a Blink Dagger.
What a
Be
guy.
a cool choice. It's going to make his Guardian Angels really good, because normally when Omni uses Guardian Angel, it's like 1-2 heroes, but now he can just plant it on everybody on his team. That'll make a big impact versus Alchemist. Like, Acid Spray is like, it just doesn't matter anymore when he uses that skill. So.
Yeah, speaking of Acid Spray, let's take a look at old Arteezy here. You mentioned the Radiance pickup, but we haven't really seen it have much of an impact. He's still sitting way at the top of the net worth chart, but if an Alchemist weren't, that's a huge problem. So
Yeah.
Arteezy's doing his job. The problem is he actually going to get space to make the plays? EG, I like this rotation. They've got to find something here. Monkeys, will he get a chance to react? He's silenced up, he's stunned, and he will go down. Very big kill for EG. Arteezy, well, he gets there eventually.
Yeah, that was just in case there was a 5-man engagement, so he TP'd just in case. But he could have lived, actually. If he repelled TP'd, I think he would have gotten out. So there's no way EG can... they'd have to like right-click kill him with Ursa. That would have been really tough.
Coddle's going to be recalling everyone in. This could be a big, messy fight pretty soon.
It's a nice advantage for them, actually. Z-Freak reflects, but it goes invis. Okay, he's fine. They're doing a pretty good job, but now EG definitely can stabilize a bit with the split push. The Coddle's so good at that. Like, Arteezy can go one place, push it out, bring it back a second later, take a 5-man fight that maybe the enemy team doesn't expect.
Oh, here we go.
They will find Universe, though.
Yeah. I realize EG are getting a little comfortable. They got to keep them back in their place, so I just go for a nice rotation. I mean, our draft panel was talking up and up about 747's Lina, but holy mackerel, Melons' Lina is pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, he's doing really well at the laning stage. He missed like a few stuns, but they were kind of hard stuns anyways, and I like the Yule's pickup. It just gives them a reliable setup, because before this, I mean, obviously in laning stage, Magic Missile's a great setup for the Lina stun, but in the mid game, not so much. Slow projectile speed, the cast range is a little low. Once he buys Yule's, he gets a guaranteed stun on enemy heroes every time, and that's going to start the whole chain of him stunning to his allies stunning.
Alright, 20 minutes in. This is where, some big turnarounds usually happen. The laning phase is sufficiently over. Heroes have usually their first round of decent items. EG, they're playing smart. They've stopped the bleeding. It feels like we haven't seen Ursa just get Shane killed in a while. They're definitely playing this strategically.
Z-Freak might break this, though. They put a sentry on Cliff.
Monkeys is going to break it. He walks straight in, but he's able to blink himself away. Now Arteezy is channeling up a stun. May end up going with the self-stun, in fact. He's just going to be sitting there thinking as all of Complexity are able to get themselves out in time. Very nice heads up from them.
Yeah, it seems so weird for him to go for a Blink Dagger on Omni, but it really paid off in moments like that. If you spot the enemy team, yeah, you could repel yourself maybe, but if you're not fast enough, they're going to silence you.
Z-Freak
Nice
got
snipe
it.
there.
Was going to the side shop, or secret shop.
But if you're not fast enough and the Earth Spirit sees you first, he'll silence you, and then you don't get a repel. But by having the Blink Dagger, he gives himself a slightly better chance to actually get out of these engagements.
Looks like Z-Freak might pay for that courier snipe with his life. TP gonna get cancelled, and Sumail gets the kill for that. Finally, Ursa starting to feel a little bit ferocious.
3 kills, 6 deaths. Still rough, but he's getting there slowly.
He's got a blink. He's making some progress. He's also got the Morbid Mask if he wants to buy out.
Yeah, we'll see what he goes. Maybe Vlad's. I don't think Mask of Manus is quite ready yet. I keep looking at that item. I'm like, damn, nobody buys Mask of Manus ever again. But Ursa is definitely one here that could be okay on. Kind of really needs a BKB. Even like an Ags would be kind of nice. He could remove a stun, but I think he just has to go BKB. There's too many stuns to remove. 747's almost got his Scotty. He's almost there. 100 gold away. So he's now into this. Once you get from like Maelstrom to Scotty, it puts your Lone Druid from like squishy to like, okay, he's squishy, but he's really fast and he's got 2,500 HP. That's hard to kill. So now that he's there, I think Cole's going to feel a lot more comfortable, and pretty soon here they can start trying to go high ground. Especially once they get 4 staffs.
What does Druid want to be doing after his Scotty? What's his next play?
You know, it's really up to him at that point. I think something like Mjolnir would work. He could go AC. That would be pretty solid. He could go Butterfly, would be really good against Ursa, against Alchemist, against Brewmaster, all those heroes. If he really wants to, he could get a BKB.
Smoke is going to get scanned out. Radiant know what's up.
They don't have a ward there, though, so I think they know they're in that area, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're smoking. Although they're not farming top, which is a little bit revealing.
And I think everyone on EG definitely a little curious what's going on.
Ooh,
Arteezy,
he's
he's playing with fire. He doesn't really have any nice escape. He's just going to go ahead and try to TP out. Can they break it? Oh,
Lone Druid actually probably could have done that, but he didn't react well enough.
Yeah,
He needed to sprint right at and do the roar with his hero.
you need
But
to roar or just stick the bear on him and hope for the world's luckiest root.
that bear is real slow, though. Most players don't buy boots for them, so just leaving him to fend for himself.
You know, as awesome as the Lonely Druid is, where you just stack up the hero, I really miss like the 6-slotted bear.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. He may get there this game. You never know. Against an Alchemist.
12-slotted Lone Druid.
Now, if things get a little bit crazy here and the game continues, Alchemist is going to start buying Aghanim Scepters for his team. And there are a lot of good heroes for that. In fact, maybe another reason that Ursa doesn't want to buy one for himself, because he would rather wait for Alch to buy him one. Zai picked up his own, of course, because Keeper can't really delay for Alchemist to buy it, but Brewmaster Ags is really good. Earth Spirit Ags can be really, really good this game because you can just geomagnetic grip somebody to him. That's getting gone on. It's really good on Ursa too. So if this game just kind of continues at some point, it'll be tough. And they got the Aegis now, but the fact that it got delayed for like 10 minutes, that's pretty big because that could have been Cole maybe forcing a high ground earlier. Now it's delayed to the point where Alch has just about everything he wants.
What do you think about the choice to give the Aegis to Moo instead of 747?
It's not a bad idea because Venge is a little bit harder to keep alive, especially without like movement speed items. Goes for the Silver Edge pickup though.
Speaking of keeping people alive, there's going to be pings out. So we could have a little rumble in the jungle going on.
No more invis for Venge though. They see him right now. And they also see Nyx actually. They know they're all here.
And I know they're here, but what can they do about it? That's the bigger question.
Arteezy turns off Radiance. Mistake by Z-Freak here. Can they catch up? It's hard. It's really hard.
Coddle's calling away Arteezy. Arteezy will get out safely. And you've got a TP out from the Earth Spirit, so all of EG do get out safely, but they definitely couldn't turn that fight in their favor. Still showing that they're
Oh, scary.
having some difficulties. Overall team net worth about 10,000 in favor of Call. Similar story with XP. EG are looking alright. You talked about it though. I mean, this Alchemist, he's starting to get a little spooky.
Yeah, he's basically just avoiding fights like always. But I'm a little worried for him for the fact that his net worth is not stupidly ahead. I mean, he's only 5,000 gold ahead of the Lone Druid. It's not too surprising because the hero has like such ridiculous steroid skills from Rabid, for example. It's like a SNY, pretty much, just for skill points. It's super valuable, and he's been farming really incredibly fast. But MKB next. I like this choice.
Oh. Z-Freak goes for the punish onto Ursa, but he blinks away. Split second before it would have hit.
And Universe is just, he doesn't have any items really, because he's basically been in his base. Hasn't really felt comfortable farming places. Gonna go for a Vlad, so it'll be a nice thing to make his heroes more tanky, but past that, won't do that much.
Looks like with the
But once-
Universe going for Vlad's, Ursa's just going to skip over lifesteal completely for now, at least.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad he didn't buy it, because it would have been okay, but does he really want to spend 2,400 gold to make up Vlads for himself? It's you know, he needs damage or survivability or something. And the Diffusal Blade's a great option for that. Can remove Repel. Well, not Repel, but Guardian Angel at least.
Oh, here we go, down bottom. Sumail might be able to score a kill onto Monkeys. Guardian Angel comes out, but Arteezy and the gang, they're focusing down this Lone Druid in the meantime.
He is very solo right now.
He is the Lone Druid. He's dead.
Another really good way to use Diffusal on a creep. I don't know why Sumail did that, but you can also remove Rabid from Lone Druid. So basically kill his 20% movement speed for like 30 seconds. Debuffs are really good against Lone Druid for that reason. So finally they get a huge kill.
Yeah, that one's pretty important. The fact that Arteezy was able to snap that up. 400 more gold to him. Oh, Melon's going to be looking to punish this Panda. There is going to be the Keeper of the Light trying to get more people into the party, but not going to be in time to save the Panda. Arteezy trembling up a stun. There's a nice kick through. The Vengeful Spirit could be in trouble, still sitting on an Aegis, remember. There's going to be a swap back. She's running. Moo. A little bit of trouble
he's
there.
fine now.
He's fine?
D-Tech? Oh, they have gem. No, he's screwed. He's screwed.
I was like, he's fine.
I thought he just had to buy himself time because the Shadow Blade had like a 10-second cooldown. He bought himself like 5 seconds, so he would come off cooldown, go invis. Now there's a gem. And to be honest, the Shadow Blade is really not done much for Avenge. I feel like Mu thought that he was going to be able to get some kills with it and stuff, but especially upgrading this Silver Edge cost him a lot. Like, it's a very expensive upgrade, but he hasn't been able to turn it into anything really useful. It's obviously great to break Brewmaster passive and Ursa passive and stuff and limit damage output, but if that was just like a Yasha or something, I guarantee he would have farmed a lot faster this game.
Yeah, I think Complexity may have fallen into that trap of they had that really strong early game momentum, but just didn't plan ahead sufficiently to deal with this Alchemist that's getting momentum, didn't count on EG turtling effectively, didn't count on them, playing safe and stop bleeding kills, so Complexity feels like they're losing a little bit of their acceleration. They still do have that, objective net worth and XP lead, but it's risky. They feel like they really have to think through all these rotations they make.
It's just so difficult for them to get a high ground opportunity just because of the split push of Radiance and Coddle bringing him back, and they have the mobility disadvantage this game, surprisingly, despite having Lone Druid and Bench and stuff. It's not quite the same as being able to move around the map. Think about swapping Arteezy. It's just very unlikely worth it. Pulls Sumail in as well.
Yeah, bear on bear action going there.
True. One of them just wants to play though, and if he gets really scared, he's gonna roar. Just scream like, "No, stop!"
Thanks, Perch. Really glad we voice acted that out.
No problem.
Alright, any interesting item pickups going on now? It seems like we've kind of reached that point. Oh gosh! Almost Caster's Curse, so I was in some danger. But yeah,
he's taking a lot of reflections. That's pretty much all Z-Freak's doing. He's got Ags at least, but kind of needs mobility. Oh, they're going to go on Lina.
There's the fight. Arteezy gonna get Yules'd up, gonna have to stun himself. Nope. Takes the stun off. Melons. He'll be getting away. Unless Earth Spirit kicks him in the face. So, Complexity.
Yeah, he needed a TP earlier than that. The Repel wore off is the issue. He waited too long. The Yules also kind of hurt him too because he prevented the stun on Sumail, but
I mean, you can feel that dissonance of like, I don't want him to stun me, but if I Yules him, it makes him not stun himself, so had to make a tough choice in the end. I think he may have been dead either way.
Like, everybody on Cole is farming super fast, but Arteezy is getting out of control finally, and Lone Druid's having trouble keeping up because he knows that the ganks are possible, so he can't just like farm as greedily as he could for the first like 10-15 minutes. So now his numbers are just scaling behind. We're real close to Ags territories. Just finishing an AC and then it's time to buy for allies. Sumail's got his BKB just about. He's queued up a Sheepstick as well. Good choice. Very good for securing kills against lots of stunners.
Who's the first Ags target? Because Coddle already bought his own. He's a strong, independent man.
I'd probably throw it on Ursa first, I think, just because by having it, it would allow him to remove a stun from himself. So even if he gets initiated on first, he could always remove it with Enrage and then pop BKB to try to run. So I would probably almost for sure put it on him first. Or the opposite line of thinking is give it to Earth Spirit. That way Earth Spirit can save Alchemist no matter what kind of crap he gets into. So probably one of those two. I definitely wouldn't put it on Brewmaster yet. The Ags on Brew is good, but it's not prioritized over Alchemist or over Ursa or Earth Spirit, I don't think.
Smoke up down bottom. Call. They're hunting around. They don't find any Radiant heroes in the jungle, so they're going to go make their way towards mid. Sumail is visible, but it's a long way to go to catch up to him.
Got a really good cast range for Lina here. Aether Lens and cast range perks, so they can set up fights, but the game just got so out of control. Like that Roche steal actually did so much. It's like that was the window where Cole kind of needed to pressure, like the 15 to 20 minute mark where they're way stronger than EG, but stealing the Aegis just made them feel unsafe. So now they gotta fight.
Smoke reveal is gonna get popped almost immediately by Z-Freak coming in. Melon's in some serious trouble, gonna get swapped back. Moo going in, but they still end up losing to Lina. That's a gem on the deck. Monkeys is gonna Guardian Angel. Isn't gonna be enough. Primal Split comes out. They still kill off the Omni. Everyone else running for the hills. Complexity feeling like they are definitely on the back foot of this game. They're gonna lose more. It's just that was a dieback on the Omni Knight. That's not good. 747 blasted back into the fight. Oh no.
great Manta dodge by Arteezy there, guaranteed the follow-up stun. And all of a sudden, the game just looks over. Like, that was a 5,000 gold swing right there in that fight. Big mistake from Z-Freak as well. He walked into the fight, they've got a gem. He didn't use Spiked Carapace before burrowing. And he's not necessarily the person that wants to go in first either, but the issue is, like, the game got delayed for so long that EG, on all of their heroes, just got really farmed. They split pushed the map better. They didn't allow Cole to go high ground with that Aegis steal. And Cole didn't get to hit their power curve at all.
Yeah, Moo has to sit back and idly watch as the tier 3s and the racks are getting slashed down. Z-Freak, he's got an Ags, he's just very scared. He's burrowing. Moo jumps in to try to get aggressive. He's got the Silver Edge going, but again, with the drop gem last fight, they got vision of this. Moo, so
Moo's
low.
still alive.
So low. Hits the shrine. Moo, are you seriously getting away with this right now? Meanwhile, Urs
what
is
a
just
huge
soaking
mistake.
up all the damage in the world. Sumail tries to go after the bear, but does end up losing his own life. Meanwhile, the whole set of racks does fall, so trades.
That was a massive mistake there by Sumail, but it's okay in the end. They still got the racks. They still won a huge team fight. Feeding one death is not going to change that too much, but slightly sloppy execution as well. Moose should have done a swap on top of the Spiked Carapace, but he was a little bit off target, so Z-Freak didn't hit him. It would have been a little bit easier in the opposite way. But it got him a kill in the end, right? So good thing he made a mistake.
Still can't believe that Moo didn't die there. Very quick reaction. I 100% would have just panicked, but he was able to go make his way to the shrine and get that off.
Everybody on EG was like, he's definitely dead. Let him go.
They just stopped caring. They're like, he'll get finished off by something.
Yeah, somebody will kill him. I know that. Didn't happen though. Kind of feel like maybe Z-Freak's build was a little bit weak. Maybe he should have gone Blink first. It's kind of hard to say. I know Ags is really popular, but in their playstyle, they needed somebody to initiate, and him walking in is not a very safe way to do that. And I think it's kind of cost them possibly some time.
At the same time, though, if they're trying to hold high ground, if they know it's consistently going to be a push-in from EG, Ags, Nyx is one of the best turtle abilities in the game.
Yeah, it definitely is, but they were ahead for so much of the game. Like, why do you need to... You probably shouldn't itemize based on that.
Yeah,
it's still such a good item, but it was... I don't think it really fit the game. Melon's going to break the...
He's going to break the smoke with his face. He goes in. He's going to get Yuled up there, trying to buy him some time. Meanwhile, Z-Freak getting chopped up by the bear, but Omni Knight comes in, trying to save his team. He has the Guardian Angel. He pops it off right now. Doesn't stop Sumail from getting the kill in the Nyx. This is Complexity trying to minimize bleeding, but the Omni Knight, he's fallen victim. He's got himself a Purify if he's able to get it off, but his mana's a leaking, and he's keeping walking. He's going to get stunned. He's going to get picked off. Now Omni has no buyback as he previously spent it. 747 going to get focused here as well. They stun the Venge. Oh, this is just a massacre. Yeah, they're just going to wipe them all up.
Yeah, it's just a rundown at this point. Cole lost their timing window big time. That Aegis steal really made a big difference. So it led into eventually a Lone Druid dying. They weren't able to take a Rax or a high ground. They weren't able to get tactical advantage from their creeps being stronger and always pushing out in without them being there. Oh,
what?
Offensive GG. I'm not even surprised. He's not kidding. I guarantee he did it on purpose. But like, he got outplayed all early game. That's exactly what I was talking about. Like, he thinks he's better than these guys, and he got outplayed in his lane like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's all right, Sumail. You can tap out all you want, but your Ursa wasn't so impressive for the first 20 minutes.
He's gonna be just fine now. That's for sure. Did I hear Andrew shit talking?
No, they're making fun of me because I gave Sumail a hard time. But let's be real, that Ursa chain fed. I'm not saying I could have done better, but he did not have a great lane.
It's like watching a pub and somebody gets real salty offensively, you know? Like, do you really have to gank me 5 times mid? And you're like, oh, that guy's really upset right now. But, I mean, that's the typical Sumail thing, right? Like, even if he does get outplayed or ganked a lot, he still plays amazing and comes back and wins the game in a lot of cases. And it's looking like that's the case right now. EG's just out of control now. Ursa's the 2nd highest net worth, which, let's be real, might as well be number 1.
I thought this Ursa was completely dead in the water after, like, his 6th death in a row, but he definitely just composed, stopped bleeding, started rotating with his team, and he's definitely back in this. Look at that. From having, like, a phase boots and nothing else for 20 minutes, now he's got nice 6-slot items.
Yeah, they're in a good spot. It's like Brewmaster will come back. Who's getting the axe? You just gift it. Yep, Brewmaster. Okay, so you went for Brewmaster before Earth Spirit. I think that's fair.
Oh, look at that Hex being shown off. Melons is able to get out of it. A kill on the Ursa here would be huge. Light Strike Array dodged out, but they still do swap through that BKB. Universe makes its way forward, does get off the Primal Split.
Worsley.
Crit's trying to roll on through, gets stunned up by the Carapace. Nyx is just holding on.
the Michael Burr.
In the center of this fight, Monkey's able to activate the Shrine, save himself. There's going to be a lone Druid limping away. 747 fighting under his tier 4 towers, and now it's going to be the Alchemist left to deal with all the damage being sprayed at him.
They're winning.
Alchemist is dead.
Okay, they won a team fight. Pretty convincing. They actually killed Alchemist. Can they get more?
They're looking. It's hard for Monkeys to actually catch up here as Blink keeps getting disjointed. And actually, oh, it's a great bait. They were just trying to get Complexity out of their base. Sumail from almost dead, just raking in a kill. He may still die to Melons here. So far,
Who gets heals?
this is going to be a nice
bad.
little fight
3
for
kills.
Complexity.
Pick up another gem, or get 1 gem back at least. That was not bad at all for Cole. I didn't think they were going to win that fight with the swap onto the BKB Ursa, but they got to fight him under the tier 4s. There was some great chain disables, but there just wasn't enough focus fire damage to kill the Lone Druid, and he stayed alive and ultimately wins the fight. I'm really glad that Susie's playing ranged Lone Druid right now, because he's using that like white bear. That's really scary. You know what I'm talking about? That white bear cosmetic?
The panda? You're scared
No,
of
like his
pandas?
hero one, when he transforms.
Oh, okay.
It's like that white one with like red teeth, and it's creepy. It really creeps me out. I'm really glad that ranged Lone Druid is popular right now.
Well, you know, I'm glad I don't run into too many bears in my daily life. I don't have to deal with with all that. All right, 747. He's just cleaning up these creeps. I mean,
They got to stabilize. They got to take another fight. They got to win. And it's going to be a little bit easier because I think EG feels like the game is in the bag, as seen by Sumail's comment. So they might play sloppy is what I'm trying to say. But
yeah, Complexity.
Cole's got to win a lot of team fights.
This is their last shot in it. If EG take this game, that's it. They win the first week of the Betway Arena show match. And if Complexity actually get this together, they've got one more shot to redeem themselves and be crowned the victors. I mean, if nothing else, Complexity would sure love to win this for pride, saying they just took out EG in a best of 5.
I mean, they've made it very competitive, honestly. Like it could very, in a moment, turn into a 3-1, but they're still outplaying EG in the laning stage in some of the games that they've been playing. That's really impressive. This game definitely could have been a lot different if they just maybe itemized slightly different, taken some better early game fights, stuff like that, or forced to fight in any way in the mid game.
Yeah, it seemed like Complexity had such a great lead in the early game, and then they just took their foot off the gas pedal just a little bit to farm up and go back
they
to
just
care of
couldn't.
themselves. And,
You know, it
and then
wasn't-
Alchemist happened.
Yeah, exactly. It was more like EG just didn't give them the opportunity to fight than it was Cole took the foot off the gas pedal. They grabbed items and heroes that should be able to grab kills, but the heroes were never really outside the base. That's why Universe was so underfarmed for so long, because he's just like, I'm going to sit in the base because I know they can kill me. And it was just basically Sumail running around getting kills, and Keeper of the Light doing that as well.
Complexity
Some
definitely have
weird
a
items.
big task at hand, trying to keep out the super creeps from their base. 2 lanes of creeps with this lineup is pretty difficult. 747, he can clear creeps quickly, but that's not what he wants to be doing. He wants to be chunking away at towers. He wants to be on the aggressive, going for that split push.
You ever seen this Lina item build before?
I have. I can't say I have.
It's real weird.
You got someone at the door.
There is somebody at my door. It's okay though. They're not important.
Aw. Sea Freak. Just crawling around here. No one's got eyes on him currently.
Aegis End, she's on bench, so if she can find a fight, it would be really good for Cole. I know he'd love to be level 25 too. Either Magic Missile piercing the stun would be fantastic, or 20% Vengeance Aura would be really good too. He's got a ton of agility right now. Lone Druid could really use a Force Staff as part of his Hurricane Pike. He'd really love to have that, I'm sure. Because he keeps getting caught and he doesn't have the ability to really disengage fully. It's costing him some fights. But for now, it's just going to be a little bit of a slow push here where EG's just going to wait until all the lanes are pushed in. It's pretty much always Swindlemun's defending it. Maybe they can just kill him. It's kind of hard because he does have Lotus Orb, so maybe he can defend himself, but just going to play it safe on EG's side, I'm sure.
Yep. Both teams know this is, I mean, one wacky fight away from completely ending. Again, EG take this game, they take the whole series. Complexity, they take this. Not only do they upset, like, everyone's bets, but They're also just going to be riding that momentum into game number 5, which is not something you want to do with this EG.
Yeah, the buyback status looks a little better for EG. They've got it on 3 heroes, all the cores, whereas on Cole's side, it's just the Venge. So the one hero that does that buyback also has an Aegis and Cheese, so if anybody dies in these fights, it's really bad for Cole here. They're going to go back and set up. EG's finally in a decent position to actually take the bot racks, or at least try to. Cole's backing up to set up.
Yep, this is going to be it. Slow siege of the high ground continues now. Remember game number 1, we saw Monkey's Centaur just sitting under the tier 3, soaking in the damage. I think EG are going to have a bit trickier time than that when they actually want to bust up this high ground.
They really don't want to mess this up too, because they know their opponents can take barracks really fast. Mainly the Lone Druid and the Venge, so if they take a bad fight and things get a little out of hand once or twice, it could be a win. It could take a game that looks like a sure win into a game that could be close, and especially after you shit talk, man. That's definitely when you don't mess around. If anything, Sumo puts pressure on his team by all chatting that, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I can imagine them just like glaring him down, like, what'd you do, man? They're angry now. All right, Cole, they're going
Makes them
in.
play harder.
They're smoked up. Moo's gonna be a great little bait here. Oh, I'm just walking to lane all alone. Hope no one ganks me.
He does spot out the Coddle, but Coddle backs up instantly. Where's the gem at? Probably on Swindles? No, it's on Monkeys. Alright, that was the Aegis going. So now they've only got cheese advantage here. This would be a good time for the fight for EG.
Freak sees Sumail. Does he initiate here? He's got backup, and there he goes. Vendetta Strike into the Impale. Now Ursa's going to immediately BKB and ult it up. Everyone comes in, including the Lone Druid, who immediately gets stunned. There's Hexes up. Universe is going to be splitting. Well BKB'd. There's the kill onto the Lina. Everything's getting messy. Guardian Angel.
Oh, he's just going to die.
It's death. Oh no, it's not great. Buyback from the Ursa. He's going to get back in here. Sumail is hungry, and he's going to find himself some lunch, killing off the Omni Knight. And now Z-Freak is just buried here, throwing out impales left and right. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Poor little guy's the last one left alive on his team. Venge does have buyback, but at this point, I think you can't hold this back with just a Venge.
That is not the hero you want to go on. He even went all armor, basically. 5 armor for his 15 talent, 250 health for his 20. He got the all stats at 25. He's got 3k HP. He can always remove a stun with his ulti, with the Ags that he has. And he has a BKB afterwards. And not the person.
They walk next to Coddle, who has a gem, so Z-Freak just begs for death, and he's going to call the GG. He's ready to end it. He realized, all right, that's it, I'm done. So Evil Geniuses will be your first winner for the Betway Arena King of the Hill show match.
Big congrats to them. They played very, very well. Looked a little iffy between games 1 and 2. And Cole definitely showing some really good signs of strength as well. Like, okay, they lost 3-1, but they played game 1 pretty convincingly with some small mistakes. I think Monkey had an amazing performance consistently all day. If anything, I think the guy that maybe underperformed a little bit, maybe Z-Freak, maybe Swindles a little bit, perhaps. Kind of hard to say, but I think Cole's looking like a pretty competitive team. I could definitely see them making it to the major through the qualifiers.
All right, we're going to see how they do with that, but that's going to do it with our coverage today. Again, I'm Android. That's Purge. Hope you guys enjoyed. And one last time, let's go ahead and kick it back to the panel.
All right, folks, welcome back to the panel for the final time today. It will be the Evil Geniuses that claim the series 3-1. Grant, you're so close. The 7.0 payout complexity falls short, unfortunately.
I do want to say I was the only one who picked EG to win 3-1, though.
I think he
Were you?
was. Did Suns fan?
Or did
No.
Suns fan?
No, wait. Yeah,
I think you did.
I did 3-1.
Suns
you,
fan is
Grant.
so
What the
invested he can't even remember.
Not
Yes,
only 3-1,
maybe.
but I called all 4 Centaurs.
Yes,
Bold prediction.
You're a big
Shit.
What is it they say? You throw enough darts, you hit a bullseye eventually. If you say
Hey,
centaur
I've
enough
had
times.
a lot of bullseyes today, you know?
Yeah, but I was looking at what Annie was saying, and Sumail, he was chain feeding early, but what other guy would you want chain feeding, honestly, as your star player? Then, I mean, what was his Storm at the first DAC? Like 0 and 6?
Storm Spirit.
Back
That
to
was pretty
Beyond
bad.
Dawn.
Eerily reminiscent. He was 0 and 6 in this game,
Exactly.
and that's when he turned it around.
If you want,
Eerie.
if
Oh.
you want someone
Super
feeding,
eerie.
it's definitely him.
Yep.
I mean,
make
that
it
game,
comeback.
Cole
Did you
had it,
guys
I
watch
thought.
the annual sports ball this year where
The what?
the Falcons were up well ahead in the Super Bowl, and yet the whole time you're sitting there because it's the Patriots and Tom Brady, and you're not quite sure the Falcons are going to win, and you're just like, I kind of feel like they're just going to come back and win
Yeah.
this. That was that game.
Don't let
the
that
whole
distract.
time you're just
Actually, a
like,
good analogy.
I don't know. It is EG. They
Yeah.
just did it.
Don't let that distract you. The fact that Golden State